I don't like half because it makes me fart a lot. Anyway, so guys, welcome back. This is a project I've been telling you about. So, first episode, my friend is with me. This is Jordanna. Say hey to everybody. Hey. This Jordanna is what we call my CrossFit wife. Not to be confused with my regular better half, but we have to have one. Welcome to Beers and Stories. We're going to drink these. We're going to talk a little bit. And if there's anything we miss, let me know. So Jordanna.
So Darwin.
How's it going?
Going great.
Good. Why you? Don't be nervous. It's just a camera. It's
I'm
not
not
gonna
nervous
hurt you.
at all. Okay, I'm
You're a little nervous? It's all right. Drink your beer. That's what we get to do here.
I haven't eaten yet, so the beer's gonna hit me quickly. This will be
Perfect. Roll that camera. I like it. So I wanted to just talk a little bit about how you have a rental property, right?
I do. In New York.
Where in New York?
Westchester.
Westchester.
White Plains.
Wow, that sounds expensive.
It was.
Yeah.
I think I could buy 2 houses for what I purchased my condo for.
Oh well, that's how it is. So how did you wind up? So you got a place in Westchester. How did you wind up being a landlord? How did all that come about?
Well, I bought my condo, closed in 2014? No, 2013.
Okay, so you were living there.
I was living there.
Got it.
Closed in 2013, was living there. And then I got this bright idea that I wanted to move back to Arizona.
Okay. We're glad you did, for the record.
Yeah,
it's a great
but,
place.
You know, that was about 6 months after I bought my condo, so probably not the smartest idea in the world.
Ouch. Did you have to put a big down payment down?
Yeah, so I put 20% down.
Wow, that's awesome. Good for you for being able to do that, but that's a lot of money tied up.
It was 20%. Yeah, it sucks.
Ouch.
It was, I didn't want to pay the PMI, is that what it's called?
Yeah, PMI. No. So in order to not pay a small amount of PMI, you decided to
take all my money.
Take all my savings. Okay.
Take my money and I'll just start it away.
That's a strategy.
So I bought my condo and then decided I want to move back home because my sister was having a baby.
Okay.
We all know I love children, so I'm like,
yeah, family first. I totally get it.
So she moved back to Arizona and I was like, all right, I want to move back to Arizona. And that was 6 months after I bought my condo and only lived there. So I started looking and then I got offered a job in the beginning of 2015 and I was like, all right, I either have
to go.
I was like, either have to sell this place or I have to rent it. And so I decided to sell it, and I just couldn't get what I had paid for, and I would take a huge loss. So I wasn't really ready to do that.
Because a lot of people don't think about it, right? If you buy and sell something, if you just get the same price, you're just going to eat it on. You got, especially in New York, right? Fees, commissions. How much do realtors charge there? A lot, right?
I mean, I paid a lot. I don't know.
Sure. Okay, so you got stuck with it. You're back in sunny Arizona. No more snow.
Found a renter through my building.
Okay.
And someone had already lived in the building. They just wanted to get a bigger apartment. And
Okay.
So, unfortunately, because I am not savvy in the real estate industry,
don't say that. You're learning. You're learning.
Pricing or negotiating, I took I was taking about a $450 loss.
Every month?
Every month.
$450 out?
Yeah.
Ouch.
So
not a great business model.
No, so the rent covered my mortgage and about an extra $300 or so.
Wow.
But then you have condos in New York. You have the HOA fees, which total rip off in New York.
How much are those on that building?
It started at my building, so $250 is what it started at.
$250 a month.
Or no, $750. I'm sorry.
Wait. $750 a month.
Yeah, $750.
Oh
I don't know
God.
where I got $250 from. $750.
Well, $250 would be here, right in Arizona. Like I used to pay $225 for HOA, and that's okay.
Yes, it was $250 or $750.
$750.
But
that's a car payment. That's a nice car payment. That's more than double my car payment on my BMW.
Yeah, it's more
True
than
story.
my car payment as well. So my rent covered the mortgage and about half of that. So
okay. So the other half you're paying out.
I'm paying out. So in my condo is 2 bedrooms, 2 bath, had a doorman, 2 parking spots, storage garage. So then I was also renting out the storage.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
But I also had to pay a guy for management, which is a whole nother story. Stupid.
Wait, then stop. What happened with the management?
So because I'm nice and I'm naive and people see that and take advantage of that, my doorman.
When you say that out loud, people will know it. Right? You can't.
I don't say no to anything. So if you want something, you should ask me.
Good to know, fellas. You heard it here first.
I will probably say yes, sure, why not? Granted, here, case in point, my beer.
Do you not like your beer?
No, I like it, but I mean, I didn't negotiate or anything. Like, let me try another one.
I don't think they negotiate beer prices here.
Well, I just tried one and anyway.
It's good though.
It is.
All right,
good.
so back to the doorman.
So this doorman was like, Jordanna, you should probably have a management company. You're not going to be in New York. You need someone to, if something goes wrong, negotiate for you, deal with your runners. And I was like, all right. He's like, I do it for a lot of people in the building, whatever. And I was like, cool.
Okay.
Take it. That's great. He's like, I'll charge you $150 a month. He found someone to rent my storage for $150 a month. So basically, the guy that was renting the storage unit just paid him the management fee. So it was kind of like a wash.
Okay.
But with the rents and mortgage, I was still out about $400, $450 a month.
God. So you're losing $450 a month on a condo in New York.
In a condo in New York.
You're living here.
Living here, but my rent was a lot cheaper. So I have a great job, so I was able to.
So you rent your place here, and you just.
Yeah, and then I own the one in New York. So that was, and I also naively signed a 2-year lease. Probably not the smartest thing in the world.
At the same price?
Yes. No clause saying, oh, we'll increase it when the HOA fees increase.
Wait, so who did your original lease?
I was working with a realtor at the time in New York because I was trying to sell it first, and then I had
Oh, so the realtor wrote your lease. Oh, so whoever this was, guy or girl?
Female.
Female? God,
she
just dicked you over. You should hate her.
She did, and she was terrible, and she was annoying. And
really?
Realtors in general, no offense to anybody that's annoying.
Oh, they're a huge pain in the ass.
There are some that I think are out there and they have your best interest at heart.
Absolutely.
But most of them just want to sell.
Yeah, no,
they don't care if you're happy or not. They're just like, I want to sell you this, I want to sell you this.
I totally believe it. My experience has probably been, if I went through my phone, I probably know 100 realtors, right?
Yeah.
And I'd say 3 of them are really good. I mean, I think probably 3 to 5%, and I mean, I don't know, maybe it's different in your world because you save people for a living, but in the business world, if you meet 5 people out of 100 that are awesome at their job, I'd say you're doing pretty good.
Really?
Yeah, there's a lot of Muppets running around.
So why? I'm always like, I want to be the best person ever, and there's not people like that.
I mean, there are, but like you said,
See, if I was a realtor and I was trying to sell you a property, if you weren't happy, I'd be like, okay, let's move on.
You're way too nice to be a realtor.
Damn it!
That's the problem.
Cross that off my next life.
Yeah, no, don't be a realtor. So, all right, so your realtor dicks you over.
Dicks me over.
So we're not going to name her name now, but
I don't even know
if you're watching, be nicer. So
I don't think I know her name at this point.
Yeah, well, her name is You Suck.
Yes.
So You Suck writes you a lease.
Writes me a lease.
2 years.
2 years.
No rent escalation.
No rent.
And so she signed you up basically to lose $450 a month for 2 years.
Yeah.
Wow. And she charged you money to do that.
Oh yeah, I had to pay her a full month's rent. That was the.
There's a website where you can ship her a glitter bomb that'll just go off in her living room. Just glitter everywhere. Yeah, absolutely. It's amazing.
That would be great.
Yeah, mail her a big glitter bomb.
Yeah.
So hopefully she opens it in her car.
That would be terrible. You actually do that to people?
Yeah.
That's neat.
You can actually mail them a giant bag of gummy bear dicks with a note that says, I think you should eat a bag of dicks. That's a true story.
But wait a minute, I'm asking you if you've done that to someone.
I can neither confirm nor deny any details of anything. I simply know that it exists.
Note taken, don't piss off Darwin.
Yeah. Oh, the internet is wonderful. It's a great place. So 2 years go by, and that lease is over now, right? We're all done.
Yeah, that one's over.
Okay, so
then, so that was last summer. Her lease ended, and then I had to find new tenants. And
so now we're with Jackie and Jessica.
Yes. Now
okay. So we've gotten out of the shitty 2-year lease.
Shitty 2-year lease.
Okay.
And thanks to my friend Darwin here.
Yeah. Full disclosure, I did negotiate her last lease for her. It was fun. She
And
stressed a lot.
I hyperventilated a lot. I was really nervous, and I'm like, I'm gonna be broke, I'm gonna have no money, I'm gonna have to live in a box. I was really nervous.
And what happened? It was fine.
And
I told you it was gonna be fine.
It was fine, and now I am making $50 a month. I don't have to deal with that stupid manager.
Yeah.
And
so the manager that originally approached you was that knucklehead that I talked to.
Yes.
Oh God. What was his name? Ani?
Abba.
Sorry. I hope you're not watching this, but you're a knucklehead.
Yeah, I really hope not.
No.
Because I would feel really bad.
Listen, it's okay. I mean, he wasn't doing his job. That was my thing. Like,
Right.
dude, it's different, right? It's like this realtor. Like, you suck is what we're gonna call him because we don't know any better. But I mean, think about
She
it.
did suck.
If I brought you a deal, I'd be like, hey, why don't you sign up? We're gonna lose some money for 2 years. What do you think?
I would probably give you the middle finger.
Yeah, as you should have done 3 years ago. Whenever you suck brought you that
You're
deal.
young, you're naive, you don't know.
Yeah,
like,
no, I hear you.
I wasn't completely sold on buying a place, and then decided to move, and I was like, oh.
So what made you decide to buy a place originally? Was it that whole like American dream bullshit that they push on people, or what? No.
So I bought a place because I was living in New York. From Arizona, moved to New York when I graduated college, didn't know anybody.
Okay.
Renting. And for those of you that have never lived in New York, rent is obscene.
Oh, I can. What were you paying in rent?
So when I first moved to New York, I was living in a private house on a second floor where someone else lived above me that had to walk through my apartment to get upstairs.
So it was just like a room?
It was a room, yes.
Okay, so you
I had
rented
no
a
living
room.
I had 2 roommates, a room, and then a kitchen.
Yeah.
And I was paying $800 a month. And,
Oh my God.
and even better, my landlord lived beneath me, and she was a crazy Italian lady that always thought it was her business to come upstairs and check on us and be in our lives.
So you had $800 for another mom, basically.
$800, yes, for a crazy mom.
Oh my God.
So I did that, and then I graduated school. I started working. I moved to the city.
Okay.
With a roommate, and I lived in a 2-bedroom. Well, actually, it was a 1-bedroom converted to 2. So they like cut the living room in half.
Oh, so you lived in a shoebox now.
I lived in a
We've gone from a room to a shoebox.
shoebox with no closet.
Oh my God. And how much did that run you?
I paid $12.50 a month for that.
Oh my God.
And that was at a discount, actually,
Those-
because my roommate had lived there for 5 years.
Really?
Yeah, so it was a
Those
discount.
coastal markets are crazy. I remember when my younger sister lives in California in the Los Angeles area. Her first apartment was probably about the size of my kitchen, right? No dishwasher, raggedy. Now, granted, it was right on the Pacific. It's a beautiful place. I think she was paying $1,700.
Oh yeah, that's
Fresh out of school.
pretty
Smelled
normal.
like a bucket of cat piss. Like, just disgusting.
Well, before I moved to the city, I actually moved to Long Island
Okay.
to live in one of my old instructor's houses. Who wouldn't charge
From
me
grad
rent.
school?
From grad school because
Okay.
I had no money. I
Sure.
legit could not pay rent. I was like, "There's no way."
Mm-hmm.
So I lived about an hour and a half from work.
Whoa. On a train?
No driving.
Oh my God.
And it was in a deserted house that really probably was not livable. Like it was under construction. Like toilets
So
were.
you squatted in a hovel after in grad school.
I was like, I don't know that I can do this, but I have a little bit of pride to me, and I couldn't ask for money or a
Sure.
loan, so I was like, I'm just gonna live in this house.
So do you think that experience was the reason you decided to buy a nice condo? You're
No.
like, I made it now, and I'm gonna get a nice spot.
No,
or?
not at all. So I did that, and then I sucked it up and borrowed money to live in with my friend, paid my friend back. Then after I lived with my friend, I went to a 5th floor walk-up. 5 flights of stairs, and they were about that steep. They were really bad.
Great way to keep in shape, right?
And
Hauling
I paid
groceries.
$1,600 for that apartment.
Oh my God.
There was no, I'm gonna go out 17 times a day.
No.
I leave for work, I go straight to the gym, go to the grocery store, one-stop shop.
Yeah, that's it.
And I set my laundry up because it was too much for me. I was like, that's...
Yeah,
And then I had a car because I work in the medical field and I'm on call.
sure.
So I parked on the street, which my stress level was here looking for parking, and I looked into garages, but garages were a car payment. They were about $450 a month, if that.
$450 to park your car.
But the guy that lived the garage next to my building, which I was you'd be proud of this. I was kind of trying to negotiate with him.
I like
he
it.
was like, and he was like, I'll give you $400. I was like, really? That's all you can do? And he was like, well. He was like, you're cute and have nice racks, so I'll charge you $350.
How business gets done.
I was slightly offended, and I was like, wow.
You're like, I'm in grad school. My boobs are worth $100 a month. Great.
I was like, cool, I'm not going to pay that, because I really had no money. So I was like, So then I moved out of the city, and I went from paying $1,600, and I paid $1,695 up in Westchester, but I had space, I had a parking spot, whatever.
So you're getting out of school, you're starting to make a little bit of money.
Yeah, but my rent just kept going up, and up, and
Sure.
where I was working, I was the youngest one in the department by 15 years. So I'm working
Sure.
as this young single female with all these married older men that are like in their 40s and 50s that have families, and they're like,
Sure.
Jordanna, you should buy, you should buy, you should
Ah,
buy.
the old peer pressure.
And so when I first started, I was real stubborn. I mean, I still am, but I was real stubborn, and I'm like, no, I don't want to. I don't want to. Don't tell me what to do. They're like, you make good money. You should have an investment. I'm like, I don't want to buy. I don't want to stay in New York.
Sure.
And then my rent just kept going up, and I was like, all right, fine. I'm gonna
Sure.
just buy because I can invest in.
So it had probably
something.
gotten to the point where your rent payment was catching up to what a mortgage would cost?
Yes.
Gotcha.
And so it just wasn't worth it. And I did have a hefty savings that I was doing nothing with.
Sure.
Which retrospectively, I wish I kind of would have paid my student loans off. But whatever.
It's
So
all right.
I.
That's why we do this, right? Life lessons.
Life lessons.
Things you learn over beers.
And at the time that I decided to buy a place, I had no inkling that I was going to want to move back to Arizona. Like, I was still very much going to kind of staying put because the only people in Arizona that I would move back for would be my sister. And
Sure.
she was not in the Arizona. She was in the Pacific Northwest finishing her residency and stuff. So,
Okay, so sis moved back here before you did.
oh yeah.
Then married, family.
Yeah.
Then that brought you back.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I bought the place.
So thanks to a bunch of old married doctors in New York, you are now a landlord.
Doctors and perfusionists, so any of you that are watching, I blame you.
We'll get it in front of them, don't worry.
Yeah.
So,
So yeah, that's why I bought it. It was just peer pressure.
Wow.
I gave into peer pressure.
gave in to peer pressure.
Also, you know, see, you know that about me. Peer
It's
pressure.
okay. Listen, it's okay. I get talked into doing stupid stuff all the time, you know? It's fine.
Yeah, but it's been a learning experience. Closing that took a lot.
Oh, you're talking about actually closing on a place?
Oh yeah, that's
Why?
because I know nothing about it.
You
Nothing.
didn't read
like,
any of the stuff they give you?
Well, I mean, yeah, but at the same time, I have no idea.
Thank
Come
God.
on. Like you just asked me what my taxes were a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, I don't know. I just signed the paper.
Oh,
and I gave him a big
jeez.
check, and I was like, give me the keys.
Don't do that, for the record. read your shit.
Yeah, read your shit and know people that can explain
Oh
stuff
my
to you.
God.
You know how long it took me to understand what PMI was?
Long enough,
And
apparently
why I
not
didn't
that
want
long.
it, and why I didn't want it.
So you decided to go with a bigger down payment, avoid the PMI, which is not a bad thing, like if you can do it, but it will kind of nuke your savings.
It did nuke my savings.
Yeah, which, you know, it's
Which-
okay.
I don't know, like I
Owning
don't know
New
that
York
I...
real estate's probably not the end of the world,
No,
but
I mean, retrospectively, I don't know that I would have done the big down payment because after I did it, I mean, obviously I didn't know that I was going to move to Arizona
Sure.
and change jobs, take a cut in salary, and you know
Yeah.
that whole thing. So that's all
Gotcha.
retrospectively, but I think I would have retrospectively not paid that because I feel like since that moment.
Yeah.
I've been like playing catch up with my savings, and it's been difficult because you know you buy a place. It's not like you buy a place that's it. You buy a place, you want to paint it, you want to buy new furniture, you
Sure.
want to do this, you have to do that, and it's a money pit, and you
Yeah.
have to think about that when you buy and you
No,
with
that's
your down
interesting.
payment, your savings is gone.
yeah. That's interesting too because, right, so you have like I get down these weird rabbit holes sometimes. I'm like, all right, you're going to spend a lot of money on a house, but all that does is it triggers another spending button. Like, I just spent a bunch of money, so what I should do logically is not spend any more money, kick it at the house, right? Let's make some dinner, not order out. Instead, you find yourself thumbing through your phone on Bed Bath & Beyond going, I need an electric waffle iron.
Well, I was
Yeah.
first, like I painted it first, and then I'm like, I want new appliances. The white ones aren't cutting it for me. I want stainless steel. I want top of the line.
Yeah, and this
You know?
is why housing is $1 trillion industry, right there.
So I bought the condo, I painted it, and then I'm like, new appliances, please.
Oh my
So then I
God.
got new appliances, which are not cheap, especially because they're stainless steel.
Sure, and I'm sure everything there, like they got to deliver them and install them, and
But I did do it before I moved in, so that was nice.
yeah, no, that's definitely good.
Yeah,
So we're 3 years in now, right? You've got this condo, you've renovated it. I've seen the pictures. It's really nice. I've never been there, but
I like it.
and so now you have a rental in New York, right? You're learning the ins and outs of landlording.
Yeah, it's terrible.
So what if it's not terrible? It's not that hard to do.
It's terrible.
No, it's like if you don't know what you're doing, right? It's gonna be tough, right? So think about it. When you walked into a CrossFit gym the first time, dude, same with me, right? I thought I was all tough. was on the floor like a pile of dog shit for 2 days. You know?
Yeah, that was just a whole nother experience for me. I'm like, I can't do this. I'm gonna die.
But you're learning, right? So,
Yes.
so what would be? Because there's got to be a lot of people out there who, I mean, we have another one of these coming out with a guy. Same deal. He had a condo, then he got married, like guys tend to do. Then they bought a house together, and he's renting out his old condo. And there was some tales from that. But like, what do you think would be the takeaways? I mean, what have you learned or?
Takeaways.
What would you do differently? You put it that way.
Honestly, I probably would have held out buying a place until I was like more settled in my life.
Yeah.
I knew back then that I didn't want to stay in New York.
Okay.
So I shouldn't have bought real estate there knowing I wasn't going to stay.
Sure.
So that's one thing. I know like I do want to like own property in Arizona. So at some point, because my family's here, my parents are here, my sister's here, but at some point I'm going to have to find the line between selling that property in New York or being able to afford both, which I don't think that's going to be possible.
Well, remember, now that your rent can cover your mortgage, it's okay.
Well, I mean, their lease is up, so we need to work on that because I still need to find tenants.
Not a
I have 2 months, a month and a half, so
You're going to be fine.
Darwin, get on that. But I think like the biggest learning point is obviously know your
Look at that, I'm already spilling beer.
your ability to cover your mortgage and spending, and don't put yourself out buying a place. Like that was a little bit. It was stressful, and I have a great job, so it's not like.
And you're fortunate that way.
Obviously, in New York, I was making a lot more money, but you really need to like take that into account if that's still going to be there for you to complete your savings. And then what would you do if you had to move for any sort of reason, you know?
Sure.
Because I didn't really think about it. I'm like, oh, I can sell it tomorrow, but I didn't really think about selling it not for the same price I paid for it. You know, like I didn't think about the realtor fees, the closing fees, and all that stuff. So if I sold it for what I purchased it for, I'm going to lose money.
Like how much?
I don't know. I can't do that now.
I mean, they say, and I haven't looked at all the numbers, but I mean, they say if you buy and sell a place for the same price, you're going to lose 10%.
Right.
So with a lot of places, I mean, that's the price of the car. Right?
That is the price of the car.
Yeah, knowing what I know about New York real estate, it's expensive. I mean,
right.
I think the last time I was up in Manhattan, I looked around. The cheapest thing I could find, the absolute cheapest in the city, was a co-op space in Alphabet City, which looked like Satan's outhouse, and it cost $450,000. And it
That's
was
about right.
probably the size of my bathroom.
Yeah,
So
I'm like, that's about right.
that was the cheapest that I found. So I can imagine a nice place with a doorman. So things are always going to cost more than you think, what you're saying.
Yeah, it's going to cost more than you think, and you have to think of all the possible scenarios of what could happen. Like, you know, one of the things that now being a landlord I think about, which I think Darwin helps me keep in check, is what if I don't have a tenant in there?
Sure.
Am I going to be able to cover my mortgage, my HOA fees, and my rent in Arizona?
Yeah, and the maintenance that goes with it.
And all that's under.
You're still in trouble for that AC filter, by the way. That picture you sent me.
How often are you supposed to do that? I don't even know. I live there.
I change, so I'm anal about it, but I have lots of ACs, and they'll give you they put the fist in your wallet. I mean, I change mine every 60 days.
I lived there for over a year and I didn't change it once. Also, reasons you should not own a place if you don't know maintenance and all that.
I know I
stuff.
said I'd buy these beers, but now you have to buy them, just for that comment. A year?
I didn't know you had it. Why didn't you tell me?
Google, the internet. How often do I change my air filter?
But if your air is working fine, how would I know that I had to be changed? It's like a vacuum. You know the filter needs to be changed when it clogs and it won't suck anymore.
Dude, what does a vacuum cost?
Yeah, I know.
What does an AC cost?
You know, the trials and tribulations of learning when you own a place. Like,
we're teaching you. We're trying to teach
rent a
you.
place, like honestly, I don't think that any of the places that I rented, they changed the air filters.
Okay, that's how
Probably not. Hey, good man. Oh, can I grab a napkin? I spilled the beer. But yeah, no. Maintenance is the thing, Jay. It totally,
right now,
it totally is.
Like you'll judge me right now because right now I'm in a house that I'm renting.
When's the last time you changed the air filter?
That's not my job.
Oh my god.
What air filter? Is that an air filter? Wait, what?
Oh, you have to change the air filter.
What air filter?
The air conditioning.
I have
It's
to do that as a
130
renter?
degrees outside.
Why doesn't the landlord have to do that?
You look at your lease.
Yeah,
It'll specify in there. Yeah, remember the tone about reading papers when you sign things?
You know those things are supposed to be changed in 30 days.
Yeah.
I've lived there for a year and haven't changed it once.
Yeah, with a dog. Brr, brr. Yeah.
Crap.
So we're gonna have a little lesson.
7-Eleven on the way home and
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know what to buy. What did you
Listen,
buy?
well, you
you know,
know,
Amazon. No 7-Eleven.
This
Amazon.
is also why being single sucks, just so you know.
You heard it here, fellas. Can you change an air filter and
but
what's your
also-
deadlift?
super easy.
Yeah.
Since I moved into my place, which I've been, it'll be a year in July.
Yep.
The water filter on the fridge has been like lighting up that I need to change the filter.
Uh-huh.
And I can see the filter in the fridge on the top shelf, like in the back. But I don't know how to check that or take it out and change it. So
YouTube.
I-
How to change a fridge air filter.
So I don't use the water.
water filter.
I don't use the water out of the freezer door or whatever. I have a filter on my faucet.
Yeah.
But I do use the ice and it tastes disgusting.
Yeah, you got to go to the water store.
So all the lights go off all the time.
Yeah, I won't.
Oh
Oh.
man, I need help.
Yeah.
I know. It's
You
terrible.
know that whole being single thing? That doesn't fix something sometimes.
Yeah.
There are some men that are completely
There are plenty of dudes out there.
Well, that's on the list. Has to be handy.
It's not a menu,
deal-
it's a dating app.
Yes.
They're different. You can't just order what you want and then send it back to
How
the
did
chef.
this go to
It
dating?
sucks.
Let's go back to landlording.
You said it sucked being single. But yes, you have to maintain stuff. That's how that works.
But like if the toilet breaks, the landlord fixes that.
Yeah? So every lease, right? And I know you would.
That's
Yeah.
one or the other.
You and I haven't done this, but there are very specific clauses in leases that we could write into your next one. We have to, because you're building in New York does your leases, right?
Yeah.
So
we can add clauses to
we can add.
which we did.
So one thing that I do in mine, just as an example, is I say that in the first 100 or 150 or $200, whatever it is, of any service call for any reason is the tenant's responsibility.
Is that in there?
I don't know. Did you read it?
I thought that you read it. I know. And having backups are always necessary as well. Did I tell you what I did the day that I moved from New York? That I left my condo?
What'd you do?
I dropped the keys in the sewer.
Like in the sewer?
Yeah.
Oh,
In the
I have a
sewer.
funny story about that
And
too.
I
actually.
mean, I don't have a backup key. Luckily, I live in a condo with doormen, and they have to have a spare key. But they had a spare key, so I had to take that key. Like I legit was about to go turn in the keys to the desk so that they had them for my tenants.
Sure.
And drive away. You know.
Dropped it down the sewer.
Dropped in the sewer. I had to go to the desk and get the backup key. And I was like, well, now what do I do with my mailbox? Because I don't have a backup for that because the front desk doesn't have a backup for the mailbox. And so the guy at the desk, he was like, you need to just buy a new lock. Just go to Ace across the street. They'll give you a new lock and you know, we'll help you put it in. The maintenance guys will put it in for you.
Oh my god.
And so there I am, you know, stressed out now. I was actually supposed to leave the day before, but my movers kind of screwed me over and I had to wait another day. Now I'm stressed out and a little emotional. If you know me, I cried.
Yeah, and then your keys are down the
My keys are down the sewer, I'm crying. And I'm now walking to Ace trying to get like spares. So I get, you know, spare keys made. I buy the lock and I go back to the desk and I give them the keys and I said, so I can just leave the mailbox key for you? And they're like, yeah, well, I'll call the maintenance guy and he'll do it for you, Luke. And I was like, thank you, Luke, I appreciate it, great. Get in my car, still crying. And I was like, and that was New York's last middle finger to me.
Yeah.
A big fuck you on my last day. So I was like, cool, thank you.
That city will
This is why I'm leaving.
Yeah. Time to go. Jesus.
So those are all things, you know, you gotta think about too.
Yeah.
I mean, I've locked myself out of my house here. I had to climb through a doggy door
Yeah, no,
because
that
I don't have a spare key anywhere.
that happens a lot. You know you can get a coded deadbolt, right?
So I actually have a lockbox in the backyard that I've been meaning to put the spare key in.
Didn't do that.
I haven't done that yet.
Yeah.
Even after I locked myself in and I had to climb through the doggy door.
We're gonna have a little talk about maintenance at some point. We'll let you do that.
I'm pretty bad at that.
Oh my god.
I'm also, because this is the first time that I've lived in a house
Yep.
where you have to lock doors. because in my condo it locked behind me. Most places in New York the door locks behind you unless it's a house, you know.
Okay.
But this is my first house, so
you forget to lock the doors.
I forget to lock my doors, and this one I haven't told you, so you'll really appreciate the story. So on Tuesday, I went. Two of my friends came over, and we went to a concert Tuesday night. So we all met at my house. They came in the front door, you know, whatever. We go to the concert. I get home, and the front door is not exactly right.
You mean you didn't close it?
Didn't close it, didn't lock it, and I was like, wow. Let me look around, make sure.
That's a joke. She totally closed it.
Now I double check.
Yeah, that's good.
But you know my dog, he would have just let anybody in. He would have been
Yeah.
like, oh, you're here to play with me? Cool.
Oh my God, Jay.
Let's not tell people where I live.
Well, I'm glad you're starting to kind of get the picture. You have to, you know, take care of your shit. Oh.
Yeah, so.
Oh, that's amazing. No, I think that's all good stuff, though. You're learning, and you know.
Landlording's stressful.
Oh, you're gonna be fine. No, you're gonna be fine. Tell me about the doorman. Like, how did that conversation go when you first?
Okay, so
you're wandering around the halls like a little lost baby deer.
So, as you know, I am a nice person.
Yes.
And so, you know, being a doorman, they see you come, they see you go, they see who comes in, who leaves, you know, first.
Yep.
Whatever.
They know
so
your business, if you will.
When I worked in New York, I did the same profession or whatever. Worked in a hospital. I was on call a lot, but my schedule was like, sometimes I worked during the day, sometimes I worked at night, sometimes I worked evenings. My schedule was really like all over the place. So they got to see like every part of my wide awake, my hair's a mess, haven't slept 3 days, you know, whatever. And you always chat them up like they're nice guys, they, you know, whatever. So one of the doormen always taught, his name's Abby, he always said the evenings 3 to 11, so he'd either see me coming in from work or leaving for work or getting called in at, you know, ungodly hours. So it was just shit. And when I finally decided to leave, you know, or when I decided that I was moving and I told him that, he asked if I was going to sell it or rent it or if he could help with finding people because there's a lot of people in the building.
The New York hustle.
Yeah, because you know he lives in the building. He knows all the tenants. He knows all the owners. He knows who's looking to buy, who's looking to sell, who wants to rent. He's like, I have the inn, and I'm like,
oh, so this is what he told you.
Yeah, and of course, being naive and not a New Yorker, I'm like, oh, you're so nice.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having my best interest at heart. And then learning later that that's not exactly how it went.
And that was the guy that was originally doing your management.
Yes.
That guy sucks, by the way.
He does suck.
Yeah.
So he did find.
It's not a good deal.
But apparently I'm not as stupid as I look, or I'm just naive. But he did find me my first tenant, who like wouldn't find, but it was 2 years. My real, and at the time I was working with a realtor too.
So wait, the manager found your tenant.
Yes.
Which did you have to pay the realtor too?
I did, yeah.
Because you'd signed the agreement.
Because I signed the agreement.
Oh,
which lesson learned: don't sign agreements. Don't do contracts.
You can sign them. You have to need to read them first. That's
important.
important.
No, I read it. I knew that it was a 3-month or whatever, but I didn't know better. I didn't know any better. Like, how am I supposed to know? And also, like, you know, I've gotten much better at this as I've aged. I have trouble asking for help or asking for people who are more experience to help me, and so I was like, I could do this on my own. And that's just not good.
Yeah.
So I had to, I had to pay him. I had to pay her. What do you call it? You suck realtor?
Yeah, you suck.
We had to pay her. You suck. And then so then my tenants moved in, and so he kind of took over. He didn't really help with the lease or anything like that because I had a realtor at the time that really did everything.
So he literally just got himself in there, didn't do much, and you paid him.
I paid him, yeah.
And did he ever have to handle anything? Like, was there ever a problem that you're like, yo, homie, I need you to do your thing?
Most of the stuff that he did for me was like the air conditioner thing. He was like, you should do that before you whatever. So he did get the air conditioner like service and looked at. He organized the cleaning and then like Venmo requested me the money, so whatever, he sent me a receipt, and that was great.
For the cleaning after you moved out before the tenants moved. Okay, gotcha. Turnovers.
And the one good thing that I didn't mean to do, but I honestly did it, was he wanted.
You know you have to finish your beer. We can't turn the camera off, right?
I'm gonna drink before I finish my story.
You should.
He sent, I moved to Arizona, and he sent me a contract for the management, which I was like, oh yeah, I'll sign, I'll send back to you. Never did. which in the
I remember this.
in the long run
yes.
worked out really well for me.
Yeah, no, that was good.
So I
We
never
forgot.
signed it, but he's still, he was, I'm going out of town, or the girls need this, or they're taking care of the condo.
Sure.
It's being really good. So
Okay.
when my first tenant's lease came up after 2 years of losing $450, he
Ouch.
said, "We need to find you. We need to
Let's
find."
do that math real quick. Not to pick on you or anything. So $450 times 12 months.
I don't want to know.
No, we're gonna do that math real quick. No, just this is a good lesson for people, right?
Well, 4 times 12 is 48. So
Yeah. So we're gonna do what's
That's
this?
48
$450
No, watch this.
times 24 months. $10,800 lost. 2 years.
that's a little bit like getting your W-2s and you see how much money you made in the year, and you're like, "Where did it go?"
Yeah.
That.
That'll make you want to finish your beer.
Why did you have to tell me that? That's like counting reps in CrossFit. I don't want to know.
Yeah. No.
Like, that's crap. Ugh. So.
But it's better now, right? Like that's a lesson you learn, though.
Lesson
Like you take away from that, and we're not going to do that anymore.
Lesson learned.
So,
$450 a month is a lot of money for 2 years. Cool.
It is
$10,000.
10,800. Yeah, 11 grand.
What would you do with $11,000 a year? Here's the $11,000 you lost.
Buy another rental property.
Damn it.
No.
Yeah, so, okay, back to their lease came up, and he was like, "Oh, you need to find new tenants."
Yeah.
And I don't remember if Jessica and Jackie went through ABBA, but whether or not he brought them to me, he literally...
No, I don't think they were. I think they were a referral.
I think they emailed me, or I
Yeah,
think they were a
the
referral.
direct thing.
But whether or not he did or not, he did nothing. Like,
I remember
you
doing
hire
that
a
lease
management
for you.
company, and like, especially if you don't live in the same state, you hire a management company so you don't have to do anything. Like, you don't have to talk to your tenants. Like, they
Yeah.
manage the property for you. They say, "Okay, this broke. What do you want me to do? Okay, you want me to fix it? I'll send you money." Whatever.
Sure. And how did that work out?
He did nothing. He was like, "Well, they want the lease. Here you go." And I'm like, "Okay, so."
That was it?
Yes. So I started emailing with the girls, completely in way over my head. I didn't know how to negotiate. You know that. So
I do.
I don't remember
okay.
what I did that you like cursed me out for, and you said if you ever do that again, I'm not helping you. What did I talked to Redfin.
Yeah, you were going to list it again.
I was gonna
right?
list
We
it
just
again.
did the math on what a bad realtor will cost you. And that doesn't count the mental stress either, right?
I was gonna list it again, and I got a very polite email saying that you would help me if I did everything that you said. And if
Yeah.
not, I don't remember.
I think it
your
was,
friend.
if not, you're on your own.
Yeah, it was like you're on your own.
Yeah.
So literally, I spent, I don't know, like a month. We spent, I'd get an email from my tenants now, and I would see it, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna forward this to Darwin. Darwin's like, okay, I'm gonna forward you a response, and that's kind of what went on for the next couple of weeks, negotiating leases and contracts, which is a very interesting process because my tenants are in law school and their parents are lawyers, so being able to get Darwin to negotiate.
That was fun. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, because you increase the rent from $300 a month, fire my manager in the process, and so you ended up saving me $150, you increased my
Plus
rent
300.
so
now
about a net
you're making
profit,
$50.
$50.
Yeah.
And I don't have to deal with the asshole manager.
Life's
and
good.
because I didn't sign that contract,
You
I
don't
have to pay
pay
them
them
money.
Yeah. That's how it should be, right? That's the name of the game, right? Like this should be a positive experience.
So no taken, don't sign contracts.
Yeah, don't do that. Oh
Talk
my
to
God.
friends first.
Yeah, no kidding. Man. Yeah, I mean, just a bad agent will cost you so much money. Oh my God, it drives me nuts.
Yeah, and obviously, realtors are in the know. They know postings, all the postings available, and it's a lot easier
Sure.
for them to search for something than you. But really, I don't know. Can you use a realtor without signing the contract?
Under certain circumstances, yes. So the realtor game is they're going to push you to sign every time, right? So there's two types, right? There's leasing, or basically seller's agents and buyer's agents. So a buyer's agent, basically, if they bring you a house, they're like, hey, you want this house? And you say, yeah, I'm going to buy it. They get paid when it closes, right? A listing agent wants you to sign an exclusive contract because that gives them complete power over your property, which I just generally think is a bad idea, unless you're just trying to sell it. Right, so when I sold the condos not too long ago, I gave my buddy Charles, who's amazing, and I've done, I don't know, 7 or 8 deals with him. He's a real estate agent, but I get super cheap discounts from him, and he sold my sister her house, and he's a great guy, and I don't mind giving him business. But I signed that with him. I was like, dude, get it done. And I had multiple cash offers in 4 days, right, for everything I want. Yeah.
So when I want to buy a place, you have a realtor for me?
Yeah, when you want to buy it, that's a different deal, right? Because when you're buying it, you find a realtor, you tell them to bring you properties. You don't have to pay them unless they actually bring you a property and you buy it.
See, and I mean, that was the whole other thing. When I was looking to buy my place, you go around with realtors, you look at a million different places. The pressures of seeing, like, you should buy this. No, I don't. No, like, this realtor showed me this apartment once, this condo. It literally was like porcelain white tile. Like, the floors, the walls, like...
Yeah, it looked like a medical examiner's office.
Exactly, and I'm like, who would want to live here?
Dexter the serial killer.
Like,
that's who.
This is just disturbing. And she's like, you should buy this, it'll be great for you. It's a great location. I'm like...
Does it come with a bucket of bleach? No.
No, I do not want to live here. It was terrible.
Oh.
I got to a point where I was
pressure.
avoiding her for I was like, leave a voicemail. I need to know what you want from me before I answer your call.
It's a very high pressure thing, and it's sad because it's a lot of money too. I mean,
it is.
Let's face it. Like, you got some pressure from work when was that? 5 years ago? When did you buy your place? 14? No, 4 years ago.
2013. I closed December 31st, 2013.
Okay, so you've had it for going on 5 years now, right? 4.5.
Wow, yeah.
So you took. I mean, you respond to pressure like this is. I mean, how much has that purchase affected your life in the past 4.5 years?
Like I said, since I bought it, I have felt like I've been playing catch up with my savings. I mean, obviously, I was able to put 20% down,
which is huge. Don't discount that,
which is
right?
huge. Yeah, it's huge. I mean, part of that was I was working so much I never could do anything. But
sure.
Now, like since then, I have not been able to get that savings back.
Yeah.
I mean, part of that is I also probably could be a little bit smarter with my money and stuff that I spend and buy.
But you have student loans. I mean, you have other things to pay down, right?
Yeah, like I put myself through college. I put myself through my grad school.
Sure.
So those are all loans that I'm paying back. But yeah, I just feel like at a certain point, like I've been playing catch up for so long, and that's why I kind of recruited your brother to help me with my finances.
Sure.
So that I can have like a nest egg for if my condo doesn't get rented for a month or two, like am I going to be okay? Am I going to have that? And that's money that I literally don't want to see because otherwise I will spend it.
Yeah.
So that's often like, another account,
Yeah.
But, like that's the thing is now that I bought this place, I'm working on building the savings that I have spent in it, and then moving across the country can help. Renting a new place.
Sure.
All of that comes with it.
Absolutely.
Eventually I would like to buy something here.
Don't do it right now. Prices are a little stupid high.
I'm re-signing my lease.
That a girl. Did you read it?
Why would you read it? It's the same one.
Oh my God.
I've been reading for a year.
Jordanna, no.
Obviously, I haven't learned anything.
Yeah.
No, I will read it.
Oh, goodness.
When I have time.
Oh, that's fantastic. This is going to be such a good show.
Because I'm such a great tenant, my landlord's not increasing my rent.
Good.
He's like, you're awesome.
Done.
So,
Stick with it as much as you can.
I may suck as a landlord, but I'm a great tenant.
And mine's the same way. I mean, I'm with you, right? So Michelle and I, we don't own our house. We rent it. They've not raised the rent on us since we moved in. They're idiot landlords. And I love them to death. They're great people. They just want someone to take care of it. But, we have a very inexpensive rental rate. They fix everything right on time. I don't have to deal with it. Like, I have enough problems with all the properties that I don't want more at all.
Yeah, so my landlord's not an idiot, or he's very good and I really like him, and that's the reason why I'm like, alright, cool, but yeah. I'll stay there. And there's a dog at the door, so when I lock myself out of it.
Yeah, you can crawl back in.
Crawl right back in, no issues. Comic relief to your life.
I love it.
And this is why I'm your CrossFit wife.
Oh, that's fantastic.
All the stories.
They did it. It's super shady, back out,
SRP.
whatever. This is APS. SRP is really good with solar. They've got a big program, but they're also a public utility, so SRP is basically a federal project, so they don't have to make money. Oh, so what I was talking about with the net metering and everything. So what I was getting at, in case you didn't catch it, is that APS does net metering. Doesn't do net metering anymore. So like, let's say this is your electric meter right here. This napkin is going to be my building, and you're going to be APS. On a nice sunny day, we got sun shining down. I'm going to produce more electricity, and it's going to go through the meter, make it spin backwards, and go to you. So you would owe me money, right? Theoretically. What
Even
APS?
if I didn't, you told me you did, I would pay you.
Negotiate. We're gonna work on it. So what these knuckleheads at APS did, and one of the reasons I'm putting solar on the buildings because they're such assholes, is that so APS is private. They put their people in the Arizona Corporation Commission, which is a public entity, and they own them. So they killed out net metering. So what that means is if my building produces more electricity than I use, they won't give me any money for it. But then in the summertime, when I need electricity from them, I have to pay them extra. And they're super shady about it. So with SRP, you can do net metering. So if I make extra electricity, right? Or let's say that guy lives next to me, my extra electricity can go to his house, right? So, and I get wholesale rates for it, meaning APS doesn't make all the power, they buy it from other people, so they're buying it at 5 cents and they're selling it at you at 10 cents, right? Doubling their money. But you can do that on a small scale, right? Like I could make power and then sell it to you for 10 cents. So they'll give me net metering, but APS has come in there, killed out net metering for commercial. So what it did is it also killed out the solar business in Arizona, which is retarded because we have so much sunshine here. And you can literally power your whole house from the sun, and you don't need to burn coal or any of that other stupid stuff. Yeah, so they're super shady about it. But
I mean, they're making money, so why not?
Yeah, I hear you. But I mean,
benefits them.
It does, and I mean, I had a conversation with this engineer that, I mean, I'm willing to spend. The solar system is not going to be cheap, but I'm willing to spend that money
How
because.
Much does that cost for that? Rough estimate.
I'll probably spend about 8 or 10 grand on parts. And it'll take me 2 or 3 weekends to install it. City permits, APS permits, the whole 9 yards.
That's for the whole building?
It's the whole building. That will kill out my electric bill, which I use about probably 12,500 kilowatt hours a year on the whole building. But that'll kill out my entire power bill.
So you won't pay anything?
I mean, there's usually a grid interconnection fee, so if you average it out on the year, my bill will probably be $10 or $15. But since I pay all the utilities.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
So when you build a house, you need to call me because we're going to put solar on it. I'm dead serious. When you think about it, think about the power of you being able to get a house. Let's say that one day we sold this rental property that you have in Manhattan and you make money, or White Plains, wherever it is, you make money. Imagine how much your life would change if you had a house with no or very small mortgage and no power bill. Like, what does that represent to you in terms of lifestyle change?
Cash positive on utilities, never.
You know, like one of the reasons I can live the way I do and that I don't work very hard now, I have in the past. Like, I'm able to take, I'm doing this for a couple of months because my bills are so low and there's money coming in every month. Right, like
I never thought about it. I mean, I know that, I know that logically, but I just never thought about the cost benefit.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with my $450 a month, which I now learned $11,000.
And 8.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's gonna aggravate me. Thank you for telling me.
But no, but seriously, like if you had to take, all right, think about it this way. I know this is tough to do, but I've lost plenty of money on real estate deals, right? Yeah, that's happened. But think about a takeaway, right? Like, you now know that you suck agent cost you just in monthly cash, she cost you $10,800. Okay?
Much money.
Yeah, but that doesn't count the stress and everything else. Like, what could you take away from that would be good? Like, what could you put on that? What lesson did you learn? What could you take away from that and not do it again?
Don't hire a realtor. Don't sign paperwork. Do it yourself.
Yeah, or just read what you sign.
Recruit a friend.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't even have to be me, but like this is the whole thing, right? Like if I went into your job, right, like pushing the buttons and saving the baby, doing all that,
Push buttons.
whatever it is to do, save the baby. I wouldn't know what I'm doing, and the baby's probably gonna die, and I'm gonna get sued, and I'm gonna lose some money.
Oh, that's
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, we don't want that. But like, this is all about, but if I had to do that, I would call you because that's your wheelhouse. Like, all right, what knob do I turn or what button do I push? Can I FaceTime you? You know, like, what do I do here?
Let's FaceTime so I can run a heart-lung machine.
Sure.
It's the same as Grey's Anatomy, it's fine.
Sweet. I hope all the doctors look like that.
They do not.
Yeah, I noticed. But the point's the same, right? Is that you hit up your friends, you talk to people, and you figure it out.
I think that's a big lesson learned in just growing up in general. Is as you know, like I'm a pretty stubborn person, but I've had to be because I've had to be independent. I've had to do things on my own. I haven't really had a lot of people in my lifetime where I'm like, oh, I can count on you. I can ask you to do this for me. But like using your resources is super valuable, and that's a big lesson.
Yeah.
You know, like being young and in your 20s, making a good amount of money, and then doing something like buying a place that you don't know about, like you've said this to me before, people in the medical profession know jack about business or finances or anything like that.
I hate to say that, but yes, it's true.
It's very true because I mean my sister, she's a surgeon. She's the same. Like she relies on her husband and her finance guy to figure out all of her stuff.
Sure.
So it's a big learning opportunity is to use your resources, ask for help, and if you don't know something, like you said, Google is a magical thing. Like,
it is.
It'll tell you everything you need to know about anything.
It really will.
I mean, that's big.
Yeah.
And you know, using your resources appropriately, I think has been
Oh, it's so important.
very helpful.
Yeah. I mean, and I didn't start out knowing everything about property.
Right.
You know, like
Learning curve.
people have come up and they've watched me and told me what I'm doing wrong. And if you're proud, you're like, whatever, fuck you. But if you can listen, it's like, all right, you know, there's a friend of mine's dad. Actually, I hope she's watching this. My friend Anna Sheely, well, now Anna Calloway. She's in Atlanta, but her dad, Shelby, oh my God, he's awesome. He's like a good old boy from South Carolina. But when I was moving out here and talking about getting into this business,
Thank you.
so he and his wife, unfortunately, Anna's mom passed away from cancer. This was probably 5-6 years ago, very sudden, bad. But we were pretty close, and her fiance is an awesome guy. I've met him, I don't know, a handful of times, and just super cool dude. But her dad was the one who, I remember hanging out at the lake house, and we would sit and have a beer just like this. And he's like, I think they owned, when her dad and her mom got together, when they first got married, they moved into the back room of their parents' house. And they saved money for a year to pay cash for their first rental property. And by the time Anna's mom passed away, this was probably 12 or 13, right before I moved out here. They had 35 rentals. 35. And I mean, I remember sitting on the back porch with her dad bullshitting, like, hugely influential guy, taught me a lot. Just, how'd you do it? You know? I mean, you can't. I learned from him and from some other people, and, you know.
That's huge, because, like, obviously, like in any profession, real estate, medical, whatever, when you come in, you know shit. You don't know anything.
You know nothing.
And a lot of it comes from experience. You know, when I started,
Sure.
what I knew then is, you know, 1,000-fold different now.
Absolutely.
You know, but I'm not one of those people that's too proud to be like, I don't know. I have no idea, especially in healthcare. Like when I'm taking care of a patient, if I don't know something, I'm gonna ask.
Yeah.
And you should really apply that to everything.
Does Google work for that too?
No.
Really? Is it not like a medical Google?
It works for like medications and stuff. I mean, we have doctors that are like, oh, I don't use that regularly. I need to know
Sure.
the dosage, so we'll Google that. But like, not for my job particularly. But it's a good thing to realize. You know, when I first started, I didn't know everything, and it comes with time and experience and training and this and that. And it's the same thing in anything, like business, real estate.
Same deal.
And how you ask questions. You ask people that have been there, that have done it, and that can help you.
I love it. Yeah, I mean, you got to be okay. I mean, when I got into this, it was my goal. I was like, all right, I'm going to learn as much as possible. Right? If you asked me about, wind back 2 years, right, when I'm just getting into this, you'd be like, Darwin, what do you know about energy efficient retrofitting of 1972 buildings in Scottsdale, Arizona. My answer would have been not a fucking thing. But now, I mean, if I met my neighbor and they wanted to do it, like, I killed 61% off the power bill year over year on a building. But I didn't know, like, I had to figure it out, right? Like, it was a lot of Google, a lot of talking to people who knew more than I did. It's like, all right, man, how'd you do it? RK taught me a bunch about, like, what their demands are on electrical systems and all that. Like, he's an asshole, but he's a smart asshole, right?
He's gonna watch this. He's gonna hear that.
So what? Yeah,
Actually,
thanks. You made me money. I'm not buying you a beer.
Actually, I don't think he'll watch. Do you think he'll watch?
Oh.
Do you think he'll watch? Arkin?
Yeah. Dad bod. What?
You're
I mean
a
that
dick.
lovingly. He knows it. Oh. But yeah, I mean, you talk to people, and I think that's a huge takeaway is you know, all right, I don't know this, how do I figure, who do I know that is an expert in the field?
Would solar energy and solar panels work in a hospital?
Absolutely. Typically, the problem with hospitals is that because they're vertical, there's not enough roof area relative to power demand. It's like my building works because it's one story, so it's very spread out. Because panels they're about as wide as this bar, and they're probably that big each, right? And that makes 300 watts on a perfect day. So that's enough to run, I don't know, 50 LED fixtures for an hour or what have you. But like my system it'll take 24 of those panels. So you need a lot of surface area to put the solar to help out. But yeah, no, they absolutely work. The other nice benefit in Arizona is that you cover your roof with solar panels, they shade it, so the sun doesn't kick the shit out of everything. Well, if there's clouds all the time, then solar doesn't work all that well. So, but anyway.
You lose power on there.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's because you have an El Salvadorian power. So,
Yes, that's true.
yeah. So anyway, well, thanks for being on the show. Seriously, this is, I think you're going to be an amazing first timer.
Thanks for having me. It was not as bad as I expected.
Yeah, I told you this wasn't going to be bad.
I still need you.
Yeah, that's all right. You can.
I was
that's no
sweaty
problem.
before I got here.
Oh my
But it's
god,
fine.
you're gonna be fine. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you've got questions, comments, throw them down there. We'll do our best to get to them. Thank you. Stay tuned. More beers and stories coming up. If there's someone in particular you want to see or a topic you want me to cover, let me know, and we'll go chase it down with the camera. So anyway, Jordanna, cheers. Yeah, we'll see you next time.